Hey guys, Mr. Rogers here. Hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to start off your lessons talking about speed, velocity, and acceleration and how to tell the difference between the three. So let's get going. For speed, speed is how far an object can travel in a specific amount of time. For example, if you're riding in a car that is going, well, this one says it's going 260 miles per hour, you can see it has the specific distance in miles and the specific time in hours. Or, if we're talking about really what's most important here, internet speed, we can see this one is 123 megabits per second, and because it is a megabits per second, it is a measure of speed. Really, there are lots of different examples of speed here. You can see we have sound or light or how fast a jet can travel or a car, and all of these you can see are ending in m/s. That m/s is saying meters per second. Again, that's a distance per a time. These examples can continue into somebody running, which would be 10 meters per second, or how fast a glacier can go. You can see that little snail down there. If we didn't want to use meters per second, want to use something different, that's fine. We can always use something different. This one would convert to 1 millimeter per second, which is still saying the same thing, just a different unit of distance. Really, when you're looking at the units for a speed, it doesn't matter what you use as long as you have a distance per time. So that could be, centimeters per second, or miles per hour, meters per second, or even, inches per year if you're talking about something that's moving very, very slowly, like the tectonic plates. When we move into velocity, velocity and speed are very similar. The only thing that's really different about velocity and speed is that velocity has a direction involved. So you can see here, if we had a car, let's say you're driving in a car here, let's draw a little window, and that's the best car I can draw. So this car is going 45 miles per hour. If I say 45 miles per hour, that's a speed. But I don't want a speed, I want a velocity. In order to take that speed and turn it into a velocity, I need to add a direction. So let's add in the direction north. Because I have a speed with direction, now I have a velocity. Moving on here to a jet plane, you can see it says 500 miles per hour, west. Because it has that west, this is going to be a velocity. Because it has a speed in a specific direction, that is going to be a velocity. But when we say a specific direction, it doesn't necessarily have to be north, south, east, or west. You can say it goes down the hall, or to the door, or up the ladder. Or if you're giving somebody directions on where to go, you can say it goes 30 miles per hour that way. And as long as you give them a direction of where to go, that's a velocity. For acceleration, acceleration is not necessarily a measure of how fast something is going, but how fast the motion changes. Acceleration is the change of a motion. Now, there are a bunch of different ways that something can accelerate. We all know the first one. If you speed up, you're accelerating. We know that. That one's really easy. But did you also know that if you slow down, you're still accelerating? Now, some people may say the word decelerate. That's not really a word. If you are slowing down, really that's just a negative value of acceleration. So if you're speeding up, that's an acceleration. If you're slowing down, that's an acceleration. And the last one is if you change your direction in any way. So if you're walking down the hallway and you decide to turn left down another hallway, you've accelerated. Even if you don't change your speed at all, you're still accelerating when you change your direction. So here we have 3 different examples. Let's say that you are walking down the street and you see your friends up ahead and you're really excited to go see them. You're going to start running to go catch up to where your friends are. Because you were walking and you changed to a run, that speeding up is an acceleration. If you are skateboarding down the road and you're getting really close to your house, and so you start to slow down so that you don't fall, and you start to slow down when you get home, that slowing down is again an acceleration. Or you can see your little buzz bead here down at the bottom, and he's going up and down and doing little loop-de-loops and all that good stuff. And because he is changing his direction, even though he doesn't change his speed, that is still an acceleration. But what if it's you? If it's you and you're heading to school and it happens to be a Wednesday and you see Mr. Statterford standing out on the bus ramp, and because it's Wednesday, you know he's out there screaming, "Mike, Mike, Mike, what day is it? Hump day!" And you were walking But because you saw him, you stopped. You just stopped. Because you were moving and then you were not moving, that change in your speed is an acceleration. Again, if you're sitting at a red light, if you're in a car sitting at a red light and that car is not going anywhere, but then the light changes to green, and when it changes, you start to move because you speed up, because you change your speed, that's an acceleration. Or if you are at the grocery store, let's say you're at H-E-B or Kroger or wherever it is that you shop, maybe picking up some toilet paper or Purell, and you hear a familiar voice down the aisle. Is that Mr. Rogers? Oh man, it totally is. And so you go ahead and quick skirt down the next hallway because you turn, because you change your direction. That change of direction is another acceleration. Now, acceleration is typically going to be measured in meters per second squared or meters per second per second. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. Again, speed is how fast you're going. Velocity is a speed with direction, and acceleration is how you change your motion. Make sure you remember to wash your hands. We miss you guys more than you know. Make sure you email your teachers, ask questions if you got them, and go science. Miss you guys. Bye-bye.